Well, cops got another tool in order to these people and make false arrests. How are they going to determine how much cannabis a person has smoked in like the last hour or whatever, just based upon their breath and saliva? It's not going to work out the way they think it will, because that's just not how cannabis works.
Cannabis may be legal for adults here in Minnesota, but driving high is a DWI, and law enforcement will soon test out a new tool that can help identify drivers who are impaired by cannabis or other drugs.
It is similar to a breathalyzer for alcohol, but it's saliva-based. Fox 9's Rose Schmidt is live for us tonight. And so, Rose, the goal right now is really to gather data showing how much of a problem this is in our state.
It sure is. And a month from now,
I mean, if driving while under the influence of cannabis is such a problem, why doesn't traffic accidents increase because of people smoking cannabis instead of decreasing?
officers across the state will have these devices in hand. The samples, though, will be voluntary, and they will not be used to make arrests or to try to get someone's license suspended. Months after Minnesota legalized marijuana for adults, the state's Office of Traffic Safety is pilot testing two products that aim to help law enforcement identify drivers who are high.
We're not looking to find somebody who used 10 days or 14 days ago. We're looking for somebody who used within the last couple hours.
The two manufacturers
But cannabinoids don't stay in the saliva like that. So how are they going to determine if somebody smoked cannabis hours ago?
Abbott and Draeger are being used in several other states as well. These oral fluid tests will screen for 6 different drug categories, including cannabis and opioids.
We're going to put the instruments in the hands of our drug recognition evaluators.
These evaluators are trained to recognize someone who's under the influence of something other than alcohol.
Right, because cops are actually trained to spot when somebody is using drugs, and not just because it's a medical disorder that they may seem like impaired or something. This is bogus. Cops are not trained for anything like that.
Minnesota currently has about 320. A third are state troopers, and the rest are from local police departments and sheriff's offices.
We're going to get a good sampling, not only in the metro areas, but also in our greater Minnesota areas that will give us an idea of how prevalent drug-impaired driving is on our roads.
So here's how the test will work. If they observe someone driving poorly, after a series of field sobriety tests, they can ask a driver to swab their mouth.
That swab is then inserted into a cartridge, and that cartridge then is inserted into the instrument. Roughly 5 minutes later, you will get your result.
Officers aren't looking at quantity, just the presence of a controlled substance. For cannabis, if a driver has delta-9 THC in their system, that tells the officer they used recently.
No, it doesn't. Just because you have cannabis in your system doesn't mean you used recently. Cannabinoids can stay in the system for up to 30 days.
DPS officials will send a report with their findings to the state legislature next fall. Then they will ask state lawmakers to update state statutes so that they are able to use these tests to make arrests in the future.